Hello class. Okay, I'm gonna make this really quick. Not gonna be the most accurate tutorial, but just to show you all the steps. Keep in mind that 24 frames here, because that'll be exported to max. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna start getting tracker markers. Now I'm gonna place tracker markers on key places where I'm gonna need to align my geometry. So for instance here, okay, make my search area a little bit bigger, give it 2 or 3 keyframes here, and go forward here. If you have a sudden move, then you might need to make your search area a little bit bigger. Okay, go back here, right click lock. Okay, we'll create a couple here. What you can do is if you have a steady shot here, you can create a couple of these tracker markers here. Okay, and press the space bar and it will track a few at a time here. I generally go for a couple at a time. Maybe not more than that, because then your eyeballs can't catch all of it. Go in here and lock. Do a quick check, make sure it's okay here. Lock. And locked. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pause this video here, and I'll resume when I get a couple more points. Okay, I got a few points here. I'm going to start to think about my ground plane. So 3 points on the ground. Ideally, I want points that are as far as possible and at a right angle. So this looks like a good candidate here. Okay. Okay, so I lost it there, but I think that's okay. If you get it, if it's lost, I'm gonna lock it here, and maybe if it comes back here, I can start again here. So somewhere here, create another one, and I can join that with the other marker from previous frames. So right click here, locked, go back here, hit shift, select this, go back again, shift, select, and okay, so I have 3 or 4 markers selected, and I can hit shift 7 and it combines all the markers together. Okay, so that's going to be my ground, probably my origin here if I can find another one. So somewhere along this line here, and I got to think about the placement too, so I'm gonna probably track some mark here. So somewhere around here is probably good. Maybe this one. Making sure that it doesn't jump to another similar pattern here, and I'm going to scrub here just to make sure there's no jumping. Okay, that looks good. Right click, locked. Okay, so I'm going to probably use either this or this as my origin, and then my placement, my left, right. So I got a right angle here. I can probably use this one too. So the further out it is, I find the better. Okay, so at this moment I can probably click solve here, go to my solver, click go, or shift G. Okay, and I'm going to go to my coordinates here, click on this 3 button here. Okay, and then choose my origin. I'm going to go for this one first, and then my left, right, maybe this one, and then my placement is here, and apply, say yes. Okay, and I'm going to go to my 3D panel here and choose a plane. Okay, go to my quad here and create a plane here. So it's not quite a right angle, but I think good enough to test. Okay. Right now it's 30 something centimeters, so we know that's not the correct size. So I can bring in my model that we modeled in Max to test the scene out. Okay, and I'm going to backslash, hotkey is backslash, backslash is to toggle and to check if my track is good here. Okay, again, I'm not going to go for super accurate here, just good enough so that you guys can understand the process. I think this is okay. If this was a professional shot, I would probably do about maybe about 100 to 150 points, just to make sure there's no noise. You can always go into the solver here, and it's at 0.6 here. That means all these points here are agreeing with each other. 99.4%. There's about a 0.6% error that they don't agree with each other, and that's normal because you have noise or compression in this footage. Okay, so that's a decent size. Generally, when it's over 3 or 4 percentage points, I would probably go find what's wrong. Okay, but under 1% generally is okay. Okay, so now I'm going to now either we can define two distances. If I know from here to here, say like is 1.5 meters, I can define that, and it will rescale my whole world. So I'm just gonna assume that that's about 1.5 meters from here to here. So I'm gonna take note of this tracker here. This is tracker 4, and this is tracker 3. So I'm gonna go to my coordinates here. Okay, and choose target point, and again this is tracker 3, so click on the target point and choose tracker 3 here. Okay, click OK, and then I'm going to enter here 150 centimeters. Okay, and when I do that and I hit Shift G again, it's going to recalculate my size. So you can see my ground plane has shrunk. Okay, so this is a 1.5 meters, and this was like 30 something centimeters earlier. I'm going to delete this guy and then go to my 3D panel, quad view, and under plane here, and I'm going to recreate my plane here, and you'll see that this time our plane is much bigger, 4,000 by 2,000, so that's 4 meters by 2.8 meters or so. So this is more reasonable. Okay, it might not be super accurate unless you like take measurements of your scene. Okay. At this point though, I'm going to bring in my model. So import mesh. So you can bring it in through here or through here, import, and click on the wand and choose the model here. I created an OBJ earlier. Export. So this is the model here. Okay, I'm going to position, or generally if you don't want to position, you can reposition your world here. That way if you bring it into Max, you can just run the script and your models are already there. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on my camera here, click on whole, and we can rotate our whole world. Now in this version of Syntheyes, the model moves with it, so that's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience. Once we rotate it, we can then re-import the model, but I think that's going to be too much of a pain. So why don't I'm just going to rotate the model and position it correctly this way. Okay, I'm going to be lazy today. And then also I'm going to note that these points here, I'm going to select these, give it a different color. Okay, so I can see where it is, and I can position my models here. Okay. Okay, so somewhere around there. Okay. Okay, maybe this V is not accurately modeled. I can go in and fix that in Max later. Okay, something like this. So that X. Okay. Okay, again, you can on your project align it more, but I'm just going to speed up the process here. Okay, so once you align it to how you like it, or how you seem fit here. Okay, so this is a little bit off here. We can scale it or adjust our model in Max. I'm just going to go with this, and then we're going to go to File, Export, and export out to 3D Studio Max. Okay, where is it at? It's Max Script, Max Script 6 V6 or later. Okay, and I'm going to call this starting frame 0. Okay, now even though my footage starts at frame 50, I'm going to say frame 0 here to make it easier in Max. Click OK, but later in Nuke we're going to have to retime it. See you in the next video.